sexy now.
Welcome back to the Mike and Athena show. And
What's
we
up?
have an honored guest now.
We do. I just want to do one of these to him like Top Gun.
Our first lieutenant colonel ever, whose name is...
James Shepard. What?
see how
Okay,
far-
now I'm going to say your full name. Tell me if I'm right. Lieutenant Colonel James Shepard, but then it says CAP. Is that basically the initials for Lieutenant Colonel?
No, for Civil Air Patrol.
Civil Air Patrol. Colonel, or should we call you Lieutenant? Lieutenant.
No.
Colonel.
Lieutenant Colonel.
Lieutenant would be a demotion. Please don't do
Oh,
that. Yes.
Colonel.
That's
Just
a
colonel.
promotion, lieutenant colonel.
Lieutenant Colonel, yeah. Anyway.
Lieutenant Colonel. Tell us what wait, what were we just saying?
Civil Air Patrol.
What exactly is that? Civil Air Patrol.
Civil Air Patrol is an organization that's been serving our country since 1 week before World War II started.
Wow.
Our first mission was chasing German submarines because in little single-engine aircraft.
Yep.
Now, civil
fact-
means non-military.
Well, we are part of the Air Force as an Air Force auxiliary, but we're all volunteers.
Okay.
Even I mean, I've been a volunteer for more than 30 years myself.
Wow.
And the commander of our entire state, the California wing, has been volunteering and a member of Civil Air Patrol for more than 50 years.
Wow.
So these are some really dedicated people
I'll say.
to do a variety of
Very.
missions in service to the country. And hopefully I get a chance to talk about a number of those missions today.
Yeah.
So is the idea that people are civilians and they want to somehow serve and they have a license, or pilots or planes, and they sign up?
That's part of it, but you do not have to be a pilot to be in Civil Air Patrol. A very important part of our program is our cadet program
Yeah.
for kids from 12 to 18. And most of the people who are helping with our cadet program are not pilots themselves. But we do have pilots who help with that program, because a very important part of the cadet program is the kids who are interested is learning about aviation, which includes 5 flights in our aircraft
Yeah.
with gradually increasing levels of complexity. So they don't just read a book about flying, they actually fly. And just recently, within the last 2 weeks, our squadron has added its own FAA certified flight simulator. So cadets in the simulator will be able to actually take off and land.
Wow.
Now, can you do that? Can you
Can
actually
I do that?
No.
I've done that for quite a few years, actually.
Can the public can the public do that? You go see you
You
here
have to join
and
the
use this.
Civil Air Patrol.
Oh, okay. I thought this was a public thing where people can visit and look at the planes and use the simulator. Because sometimes I want to say the Navy has a simulator or something like that in Lemoore where the public can visit.
They do. They have the dome simulator
That's what it is.
for the
That's what I was
F-18s
asking.
and soon to be for the F-35s. They probably have that set up already.
Okay.
And on an open house.
Oh,
Be able to do
okay.
that. So
Right.
Just drop in anytime.
Right.
only
It's
on
gotta be a
occasion.
special occasion.
Yeah.
Okay,
Those
I got
simulators
it.
are extremely expensive.
Yep.
Ours is just a little expensive.
Yeah.
So you have the cadet program for kids 12 to 18.
Yes.
And you have some other things?
Well, Civil Air Patrol does 85% of all the search and rescue that's done in this country.
Did not know
So if a little airplane goes down,
Yeah.
we get the call.
You do.
We get
okay.
the call.
Got it.
So that's a very big part of us. So for downed aircraft, but also we have a mission with like Office of Emergency Services. We may help the Red Cross. We may help other government agencies. Just within the last 2 weeks in California, after the horrendous fires, CAP has been flying what we call post-disaster reconnaissance over Lake County, Napa, and Sonoma County, using cameras in their airplane. We've flown nearly 60 hours in the mission and done aerial surveys of 360 square miles. And so this digital information helps OAS then make decisions of, well, where do we need to send the help? Where's the most damage? Or the very best thing to do, or what can we do to avoid another disaster?
Wow. Important mission for you guys.
Very important
Yes,
mission.
it's a very growing mission. And so we talk about needing pilots. We have pilots. We could always use some more pilots, but right now we need some folks who would be really interested in training to be aerial photographers.
That would be
That's a very big
great.
part.
So who could be in the
mission.
Civil Air Patrol? We could be in it?
You absolutely could.
Even though
we have
one of us
males
is
and female.
50, one of us is 56 and one is in her 40s?
There
Can we?
is no upper age limit on Civil Air Patrol. In fact, I tell you, recently I was very privileged to be at the national conference in Orlando, and in one of the meetings at that conference, they asked if everyone who had served for more than 50 years in civil air patrol would stand up. Well, not everyone could stand up. There was a few people who came in wheelchairs.
Wow.
They still cared enough about civil air patrol
Yes.
to come on their own dime
Right?
to come to
In a wheelchair.
national conference, even though they were in a wheelchair. So
That's amazing.
those are some very long time members.
Oh, yeah.
Well, when you start at 12 years old, some can start at 12 years old.
That's exactly right.
That's really cool.
Yeah, Lieutenant Colonel Ferguson, our state commander, started as a cadet, so that helps you.
At 12.
That helps you get those 50 years.
Yes. Now, my husband's always wanted to take flight lessons and this kind of thing. What if my husband is not a pilot, but what if he wants to volunteer and do what you're talking about, the aerial
photography.
Yes. How can someone like my husband get involved in that? Just call you guys and you train him, or
He should give us a call. There
Okay.
is a training program to go through.
And it's volunteer.
But it is volunteer.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's
It is
okay.
it is
You get him up in a
volunteer.
plane, though.
He would be thrilled because he
However-
loves to fly.
But in addition to the aerial photographer mission,
Okay.
we fly as air crews,
Yep.
and we function as air crews. So in the right seat, we have called the observer position. Observer is like a co-pilot. He could be like a navigator. He runs the radios. He does a
Right.
lot. If we're on a mission, it might even be the observer who may be running much of the mission, depending on the experience level.
Okay.
He could be a pilot or not.
Yeah, because he doesn't have his hours. You'd have to
Right.
get your hours in.
But he would.
But this would be good.
But he would also be in a position to get some flying time.
That's what I was
with
thinking.
that.
I'm going
And-
to tell him to call you,
Right.
but that's just one example. There's probably millions of people that would want to do this.
And beyond that, though, beyond getting his private, as he wants to work on additional ratings, when he's doing that and he's in Civil Air Patrol as a pilot, then because we're a 501(c), is that correct?
C3.
C3?
Yeah.
He would be able then to use that as a tax deduction because
Wow.
it's
His
going
time.
to further and increase his qualifications in Civil Air
The
Patrol.
courses he take, time, uniform,
Right.
whatever
Well-
costs go into it.
Aircraft fuel, aircraft rental.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we do have our own aircraft, except it's really owned by the taxpayers through the Air Force, but they do let us operate it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a fairly new aircraft, about 1,200 hours on it, and we have a nice hangar that's donated for our use out at the Fresno Air Terminal.
Uh-huh.
And that it's a Cessna 182 with all computerized cockpit. And,
Yeah, we're
G1000.
going to run out of time, but were there other things you wanted to hit on before we run out of time?
Anything that you're forgetting to mention?
Well,
or
there,
we're not asking
there
you?
actually is. An important part of Civil Air
Yes.
Patrol, additional part, is trying to get an impact in the schools. So we have some teachers out there that are looking to increase their students' interest in STEM subjects, science, technology, engineering, and math.
This is
We
important.
have got the lesson plans for you.
Cool.
And you've got my number on here. I want you to give me a call.
Okay.
And we will hook you up with those lesson plans that will help turn those students on to science, technology, engineering, and math.
Again, is this ages 12 and up? What
No,
you're talking
this
about?
starts as early as kindergarten. We have
What?
curricula
Any school,
starts from
any
kindergarten
school.
through
Wow.
high school.
Any teacher who needs some curriculum in those areas can call the Civil Air Patrol. Give us your number. I don't know if it's on the
We
screen.
could do a field trip.
Yeah.
Well, my local number is here, and that's 559-978-5884.
Okay.
But the GoCivilAirPatrol.com is a national website.
GoCivilAirPatrol.com.
And if you're a teacher, go to Aerospace Education
Okay.
on that, and that'll give you answers.
Very
But there's
cool.
also places on there for the cadets, for the students, even for chaplains. We have
Okay.
our own chaplain. Character development is a very important part of our
So
mission
cool.
for cadets. And parents out there, if you've been a little bit disturbed about some of the recent feedback you're getting from Fresno Unified,
Yes.
and you're looking to enrich your children's educational experience, Civil Air Patrol is an organization that can help do that.
Call Lieutenant Colonel James Shepard. This is awesome. Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel. I'm going to have my husband call you. I'm going to tell the schools. This is just awesome.
When your son's 12, he's got to get into it. He can
I
do it
know.
with his dad.
Hey, I'm going to have him come into the school tomorrow. I think this is awesome.